In this review, I'm actually going to do a follow-up to a previous review I did covering the Streamlight TLR-1 HL weapon-mounted light. I mentioned in that previous review that Streamlight had a long gun kit available, which carried a SKU number of 69262. And at that time, I couldn't get my hands on one, since my intentions were to actually mount this on a rifle. So I reviewed the pistol version, which you can adapt for use on a rifle, but there are some definite shortcomings with using that particular kit on a Picatinny rail on a rifle. So this is a specific kit designed for mounting on a rifle. Now it ships in this generic white box. It doesn't ship in any type of POP packaging, and it just says TLR-1 HL long gun kit, safe off, and 69262 is pretty much the number I already read off. That's on this tag as well. So let's open this up. Let's see what we get inside this box. Two CR123 batteries, a pressure switch, the actual flashlight, and battery door, and a user guide. Now that's what comes in the box. Alright, so let's just take all of this stuff out. Standard 3-volt CR123 batteries. The pressure switch, which I'll have to take a look at because I'm not familiar with it. Now it does come with two battery doors. There's a battery door installed on the light, and there's this extra one here. Now the extra battery door, this is a standard battery door that shipped on the pistol version of the TLR-1. And when using this on a rifle, the kind of the biggest drawback of this type of switch is if you're carrying this in your rifle bag, it's easy to move this lever and accidentally turn the light on. A few of my subscribers have mentioned that. I have not personally run into that problem, but I can see where it definitely could be an issue. The weapon-mounted light TLR-1 HL comes with a different end cap on it. So you get the pistol one as well as the one designed for the long rifle. And the differences are, there's a small removable cap here so you can plug in a tape switch, and then you have a switch over here which actually has an off setting. So if this was on your rifle and you were using a tape switch and you flip this over to the off position, even pressing the tape switch will not turn the light on. So there's your safety mechanism. In this position, momentary means when you press in on the switch and hold in, the light comes on, you let go of the switch, it goes off. There is no click on, click off with this cap design and this switch. I don't know why there isn't, because to me that is a big flaw in this weapon-mounted light design. I should have the option of going a click on, click off, or if I wanted to do momentary, hold in the button, let go, light goes off. Well, it is what it is. This option right here that says on, basically if you flip this over, it turns the light on regardless of what you do with the tape switch. Kind of weird. I don't understand, we flip this over, it turns the light on. I can understand that if operating without a tape switch, but when I plug this switch in, the switch should override this, and it doesn't. no matter what you do with the switch, it doesn't turn it off or anything. So the only way the switch does anything is in this momentary position here. So this is just a goofy end cap design that wasn't very well thought out from Streamlight. So, take it for what it is. Also, this little rubber cap here is not captured. Guarantee if you're not careful, you're going to lose that. Again, that should be captured so you don't misplace it. The light itself is more or less identical to the pistol one, obviously aside from this end cap. And then, of course, there is the this knob right here. The pistol one has more of a flush type of adjustment on it, which you could probably use a shell casing to adjust, or you could use your hands. This one's has a textured feel to it, so it's much easier to loosen and tighten. So I definitely like this one over the one that comes on the pistol. The other features of this light are basically the same. And since you get two end caps, if you don't like this and you don't want to use the tape switch, you can switch over to use this. There is a procedure for swapping these out. I'm not actually going to do that, but the instructions basically state that you've got to remove this little pin right here. You push it out to a certain extent and grab it with like a needle nose and pull it out all the way, and that's how you swap the caps over. If you were going to use this particular kit on a pistol and never put it on a rifle, probably for the amount of money you're paying and the extra stuff you're getting, this isn't worth it. This is about $30 more than the pistol version. And for that $30, obviously you're getting this end cap, you're getting this different knob, and you're getting this tape switch here, and I'll take that apart and we'll discuss it in a minute. So I would only recommend this as if you're planning on using it on a rifle. The last thing to note is the keys that allow compatibility with different types of handgun rails. These keys are removable, and it does require the removal of this nut right here, which is a hex key nut. The pistol version of this comes with a wrench, so you can remove the keys. This one does not come with the wrench, and it comes with the Picatinny 1913 key installed. It does not come with a Glock key or any of the other keys. So if you were to put this on a pistol, you'd probably need to change the key, and you'd have to buy some that would work with this light, and then of course find a suitable wrench so you can remove the key. So the tape switch here, let's see, I've not actually taken this apart, so I'm not sure everything that's included here. We have those items. We have some 3M two-sided tape. This 3M tape is extremely good, extremely sticky as long as you clean the surface first. Very important you clean your surfaces if you're going to use this tape. Normally when you buy something like this and it comes with this type of tape, you get an alcohol swab that you can use to clean the surfaces. This does not come with one. It should, because this tape really will not stick if you've got any oil or grease or anything on the surface. So you got to clean it real well before you apply your two-sided tape. There are some black zip ties. You have the tape switch, which I'm not sure exactly how long that is. That's probably an 8-inch tape switch. Yeah, give or take. A little over 8 inches if you count the connector on the end. And this is the straight version that comes with this. There is also a coiled version, but that does not come with this particular kit. The switch itself, This appears to be a decent quality switch from what I can see. I have used a few of these in the past, and I've been rather disappointed with their, you mount one of these on a rail and you dump a couple mags through your firearm, and the rails get so hot these things start melting. So I've seen a lot of these that just weren't designed very well. I don't know if this one is good or bad. There are, from what I can see, or what I can feel, there appears to be 3 pads on the inside of this. So regardless of where you actually push down on this raised pad, it should engage the light just fine. There are screw holes here, so I'm assuming you could put a screw through there. They're too small for zip ties to go through. There is also a recess on the top of this, which, let's see, yeah, definitely is suitable if you wanted to zip tie this down. The little recess, you run your zip tie over the top, and because it's recessed, the zip tie won't slide off. So a good design idea added to this. The connector end, there's no strain relief right there on the connector end, which you kind of would expect to see. And I'm also not sure about the longevity of this type of connector. It's a plastic shaft with 2 little metal prongs coming out of it. I'm not familiar with that type of design, and I'm used to seeing something that's got a metal shaft on it. So only time will tell on the longevity. It snaps in. And it's not going to come out unless you actually pull on it, so it's not going to go anywhere, but it does have, you can rotate it so you can, route your wire accordingly. And the installation of the batteries is the same as the other one. You lift up on the tab, a little warning thing with the little warning information about the lithium batteries. Icon indicators on the side to tell you which way to insert the batteries. And so you can see, okay, let's see here. You can see the constant on, and then of course the momentary, and then the off position. So by utilizing the manual switch, the only thing you could do is on. I believe if you, let's see. Oh, that's right. I've already played around with this a little bit. This does have a strobe on it, and you can turn the strobe off. And I did turn the strobe off. And I believe when I was playing around with this, if I did this a couple times real fast, it would engage the strobe. And then of course you can turn the strobe off. If we insert our pressure switch and we have this lever set for the momentary, you can see pressing and holding, lights on. As soon as you let go, it shuts off. Now, like I mentioned, we flip to on, you see the light come on. The pressure switch does nothing in that position. So if you want it to stay constantly on, you're going to have to reach over and flip this lever. Yeah, I already mentioned that I think that's kind of a bad design. Yeah, well, it is what it is. The off switch is a security off, so even with it off, pressing your tape switch will not turn the light on. So there are the differences between this kit and the pistol kit. So it comes with some wire tabs, and it comes with, these look like they're designed to go over a Picatinny rail, and then let's see. Picatinny rail. Like so. And I believe that's how you would attach this. I guess I could see if I could demonstrate that. I'll grab a Picatinny section here real quick and see if I can do a little experimentation. I do have a little piece of a rail handy that I can try this with. So this is a bit smaller than probably what you would use, but I think for demonstration purposes this might get the job done. If I can figure out exactly how that's supposed to work. Excuse me while I take this off the camera for just a second, because I think it needs to be, doesn't want to slide on, and it is kind of rubberized. Yeah, I had to stretch it over the top there, so kind of an interesting way to install this. These little rubber pieces, they're angled at the end, so your tape does not slide out of either end. So given that, you almost let's try. Of course, again, here I go. I'm not reading the instruction manual. I'm just trying to figure it out on my own. Let's pop this on the rail. All right, so that's how we pop it on, and we can slide one on. This rail's obviously way too short for this particular switch here. I'm just trying to make it work because this is the only rail section I have right close to me. I think I can just reposition this far enough to simulate installing this on a longer rail section in the right orientation. And let's see. Okay, well, a little wiggling on it. These little rubber pieces you have to stretch over your Picatinny rail, and once you get them in the right position, you can, since they're rubber and they are flexible a little bit, you can either slide your tape in, or you can put it in at an angle and kind of pull these back and let it pop into place. So with these little angled nubs on either end, your switch will not move back and forth. And it does definitely keep the switch pretty low profile, but this type of mounting mechanism is going to require, you know, a section of Picatinny rail. This is a 2-inch section right here, so it looks like you could make something work even with this 2-inch section. You wouldn't need. It would be better if you had a 3-inch section, but the 2-inch section looks like it would work if you don't want excess rail sticking out the end. In another video, I'm actually going to install this on an upper and see if I run into any particular installation problems installing this and dealing with all this excess wire right here. I'm not a real tape remote switch or tape switch fan per se, mainly because I've used a few of these and they just broke on me, so I kind of gave up. But I'm going to try this one out and see if I can get it mounted, make it look decent, and we'll look at that in another video. My closing comments on this are that if you really need the remote switch and the safety off mechanism and the larger knurled knob, then this is a good buy for the money, for the kit. If you buy all these parts separately, it's definitely more expensive. So if you plan on buying this light to mount on a rifle, this is probably your best route. And given that it comes with the pistol end cap, if you bought a few more keys, you could easily transition this from your rifle to your pistol. It's not like this light is no longer usable on your pistol. If you bought a Glock key, for example, and then you could put this on your Glock, or the Beretta keys, or the Smith & Wesson keys, and so on. So spending a little bit of extra money, you get a little bit more flexibility for using on your rifle, and then of course you could transition and use it on your pistol. If you were just going to put this on your pistol, then this kit's, you're going to spend an extra $30, $35 more than what you need for your pistol version. And again, referencing back to my original video where I did a review of this, you can use the pistol version and put on your rifle just fine. You're going to end up with this particular end cap right here. And if this end cap proves to be less than appropriate for your uses, you can buy this end cap and add it to your pistol one. So you have that option as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and end this update review on the Streamlight TLR-1 HL long gun kit option, model 69262. I've already mentioned the little quirky issues with this that I don't particularly care for, so I won't go over that again.